Okay, before we do the worksheet questions, I need to ask all of you, okay, about this topic. So let me share my slides first. Are you able to see my slides? Irene is here. Okay, everyone can see, yeah? Good. All right, so this is actually a revision topic. Yeah, and you have done this topic, I think, either, I know it's in lower science, either in P3 or P4. How many of you did this in P3? Ah, I see. See, there are some schools that teach this topic in P3, right? But some teach in P4. Okay? Doesn't matter actually. The most important thing is you understand at that level when you are learning. However, when you are in P5 and P6, the questions that you see for this topic is going to be tougher than usual, right? Because you're preparing for PSLE. Right, let's see, somebody type something. Oh, Kenny says the same thing as another student, okay, in the Tuesday class, right? So this is the first thing you learn in P3, I see. Okay, now, so what do you recall when you learn this topic? Okay, you can just type into the chat. What is the thing that you learn? Okay, what's the meaning of life cycle? Why the need for life cycle? Type in your responses so I can see what you understand for this topic. Yeah. Okay. So your teacher must have said something about the life cycle, why you want to learn this, or why it is necessary for everybody to learn this. Okay. Jiaqi actually typed in already very fast. Okay, some of you said interesting things. So later I will share with you what your friends are saying. Okay. So anything, there's no right, no wrong. I just want to know what you are thinking when you see these words, life cycle. Okay, all right. Right. Yeah. Good, good. So we have a lot of people saying different things. So let me share with you what your friend said. So Jiaqi said, to ensure continuity of their kind, it sounds correct. Okay, Xiang Kun said the egg become the young become the adult, because I think Xiang Kun was typing about what he understands, okay, about life cycle and what comes to mind when we talk about life cycle. Wei Le said, so that we can continue our own kind. Makes sense. There's nothing wrong with this statement. Casey says, life cycle is a cycle that continues and doesn't stop. Hanset says to keep their own kind in existence, yeah. And Irene says it's a pattern that will repeat itself. So Vinuli says that we need the life cycle because it's going to help us continue our kind. So the word continuity of their kind seems to happen a few times, right? I mean, we hear it being written down a few times. That's true. That's why we have life cycle. So it's like we are always going through this cycle, okay? Now you are young, all right? When you are an adult, you will also continue this process, okay? Is to ensure continuity of your kind or your family, correct? Yeah. So Kenny said all living things such as plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, they go through changes throughout their lives, okay? True. Yeah, so it's good that you understand what's life cycle is to continue its kind, okay, for okay, even fungi and bacteria. It's true. Yeah, bacteria, we try not to have those bad ones continue their kind. Otherwise, all of us get sick, right? Okay, so what are the different life cycles you learn about? Okay, in terms of stages. Okay, what is it that you learn? Okay, 1 stage, 2 stages, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. What did you learn when you're in P3 and P4? Then I'm going to ask you more questions. 3 and 4. Okay, 3 and 4. Good. So life cycle. So let me write down some notes. Okay, so we know that life cycle is to ensure continuity of life. Okay, and you learn about the 3-stage as well as the 4-stage life cycle, right? So tell me something about the 3-stage life cycle. What are they respectively? What do you remember? Okay, some of you, if you want to talk about the 4-stage, you label, so you say 3-stage, what do you have? And then 4-stage, what do you have also? Okay, you can write down and differentiate. Yeah. 3-stage. So we always start with, is it the egg? Yes or no? Yeah, and then what else? So Kenny's gave example of a chicken 3-stage life cycle, right? So start off with the egg. So what happens to the egg? What happens to the egg? Do we just take it, and then cook it to eat? What do we need the egg to do? Yep, correct. So hen lays egg, right? When it's an adult. Yeah. So what happens to this egg? Egg is going to hatch, right? Not. So it will hatch, and then what happens? What comes out of the egg? So you have a chick, which is the young, right? We use this term, the young. And then the young, like you, okay, will grow and become, yeah, I see the words now. Yes, adult. So there's the adult stage also. So after that, the cycle will continue because the adult chicken, which is the hen, is going to lay eggs. Yes or no? Is it always these 3 terms, egg, young, and adult for 3-stage life cycle? Can somebody think of something else that doesn't use these words? All right, another life cycle that doesn't use these words. Okay, it cannot be always the egg, Think about it. Let's see. Who can get this? All right. Oh, okay. Hansit says, sometimes we have the word nymph. And which animal or insect use this term? Jiaqi? Yeah, Wei Le. First thing that came to mind, right? Wei Le. Right not? Our dear friend, right? All the Xiao Qiang around. Okay, Binuli, if you don't understand Xiao Qiang, that's the term we use to address cockroach. Okay, Irene? So when you hear your friends ask, okay, the Chinese friends calling Xiao Qiang, right? It's not actually addressing a person, it's addressing the cockroach. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Kenny's also gave me more information. Good. Wow. Somebody annotated here. Thank you very much. Now, one more thing. Okay. Jiaqi, you annotated it. Right. Thank you. One more thing I want you all to think about. Okay. There is another organism that has a 3-stage life cycle, but we don't start with the egg. What is it? Okay, let me see if you can recall. I'm taking my time because this is like revision. Yeah. Someone said, okay, interesting. Yeah. There's another one, not this one. Okay, we have people saying human, right? Okay, is it human that I'm talking about? I said 3-stage, Very good. Plant. And Xiang Kun say start with seed. How many of you didn't recall this? So we start the seed, right? What happens to the seed? Tell me something about the seed. Okay, the seed must change and become something before, it can become an adult, right? Yes, the word is correct. Become the seedling. Okay, so Jiaqi, you can remove that one. I'm going to write down. Thank you, Jiaqi. I know it's fun, right, to actually annotate. Okay, so Jiaqi, I'm going to write. So maybe you help me to remove. Okay, so we have the seedling, which we call the young plant. Okay, and then it's going to become an adult plant. Do you still recall all this? So in between, of course, there are other processes, isn't it? So if I were to ask you about the plant, how does the seed become a young plant? What is that term? I think Jiaqi already mentioned germination. Good. So we have germination. Can you give me the conditions that are necessary for germination? Very important conditions. What are they? Okay, good. So we have the wow. Okay, Jiaqi, I think we stop annotating on this thing now. All right. Okay, we should type into the chat. Unless I tell you to annotate, then you help me to annotate, okay? Otherwise, it's not fair to the rest. Then they don't get the chance to annotate, and then you're the only one annotating. Then the rest are all typing into the chat, no, Jiaqi? Good. So maybe what y'all can do, you all want to show your notes, etc. Next lesson, look out for the topic. Create your own notes. And then I let you share the screen and take a look. How about that? Can we do that? Okay, I think it's good, no? If you can show your notes, show your friends. Jiaqi, remove it. Is it Jiaqi who annotated? I'm assuming. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jiaqi. So the rest of you, I see all these words you have put down. Yes, correct. Jiaqi, you type in here. It's good. Right? So we have, now you see, Vinuli says water, air, and warmth. Some of you said water, warmth, oxygen. Is there a difference? Do you think all of you are correct there? Yeah? Should be right, Jiaqi. It's correct, isn't it? So why is it that some of you wrote down air, some of you wrote down oxygen? Will you be marked wrong if you write down air? No, won't be marked wrong because oxygen is found in air. Clear? Okay, oxygen is found in air. But why is it that we want to put down oxygen here? The reason is we can easily create this word called wow. Remember the wow factors, right? Warmth, oxygen, water. So all these must be satisfied for germination to take place. What is germination? What is germination? If you cannot explain what is germination, that means there are still things you need to study. Yeah? What is germination? Not to worry, Jiaqi. You know why not? Okay. Why is it that air is still okay to be written? We always say that living things need air, food, and water to survive, right? But we never say that living things need oxygen, food, and water to survive, correct? So it's fine, don't worry. But it's good for you to highlight all these things. I enjoy all this interaction. Okay, it is a process of a seed going into a seedling. Good. So you need to know how to define germination. Wheeler says it's a process of the seed growing to a young plant. During germination, what comes out first? Irene says grow into a sprout. Good. So the roots will come out first. Very good. So in germination, we even have to remember which part will grow first. Why is it necessary for the roots to grow first? Why is it necessary? Let me see. So Hansi, all these will help you to recall, right, what you have learned before. Do you realize that you forgot a lot of things? And you need time to recall, right? Yes, this is why we need to do revision. So as I help you along, okay, then you can recall a lot of other topics in